guys, welcome to another brand new video. I'm Aditya, and guys, in this video we'll be setting up our computer for C++ development. So without wasting time, let's get into the video. So guys, as you can see on the screen right now, I just have a website open called as code.visualstudio.com. So this website is actually of a code editor, or you can even call it as an IDE, and this code editor is a very good and very popular code editor, and it is developed by Microsoft. It provides you with all the tools necessary for code development for beginners as well as for professionals. And this actually, one good thing about this is actually it is a cross-platform IDE or code editor, and it provides you with a lot of features like IntelliSense, debugging, built-in Git, extensions. You can even customize it. I have customized it with my taste, and you can customize it with your own taste. And here, now you can just go over here and click download for Windows, or depending on your Mac operating system. So here we have Mac OS, Windows and Linux, and in Linux also the Debian version and then Fedora. So those versions you can download, and there's even an option like stable and insiders. I prefer that you download stable one. And guys, after you download it, it is very simple. The process is simple. You can just go with the default configuration or settings. And guys, after installing VS Code, you're pretty much done with the code editor and stuff. Now we must actually install MinGW. So let's do that. So guys, right now as you can see on the screen, I have a website open called as Visual Studio Code, and this page shows us all the details, or it is just like a guide for us to set up MinGW Compiler for C++ in VS Code. So actually there are a lot of compilers like Microsoft Visual C++, then we even have MinGW, this one, and CLang for Mac. So there are a lot of flavors, Hydrogen I think even. So there are a lot of things, and we'll be using MinGW because it is a lot more popular and most people use it. And if you already have a Microsoft Visual C++ installed via the Visual Studio 2019 or 2017, then I might probably make a new video on how we can set up MSVC for Visual Studio Code. But for this video, we'll be just seeing how we can configure MinGW compiler for this PC. So here in the prerequisites page, as you can see here, first, actually if you see over here, first we must install VS Code. We have completed that, and here we must install actually an extension for VS Code. So guys, right now, so as I have mentioned, install the C++ extension code. We can actually do that later, no need to do that. So first we'll install the compiler, and after you click the link, you might go to this website and it may automatically start downloading. And guys, after downloading, you may have an online installer file. Suppose I'll just open my downloads page. And here you can see I just have a file called as MinGW64 install.exe. So I'll just click on this, and it will ask for administrator permission actually. So guys, I gave the permission, administrator permission, and here we can see a screen called as installing MinGW64, and as you can see it is an online installer. You can just click next, and it will get some files or description, repository description file as it is showing over here. And after that we must actually configure it. So we must keep it, see here version we must configure it to version 8.1. architecture, as it is a Windows, I prefer keeping it as x86-64 and go to Win32, and exception you can just keep it as SEH. And here you can just keep the destination folder as the default and just click next, and it will actually start installing. I won't be doing that because I have already installed it. And after doing that, guys, there's one important thing which you must do. So as it is the default location, it might be installed in your local disk C as a default location, and here you might have a folder called as MinGW64. So just click on this, and here I have another folder inside that which is MinGW64. So I'll click on that, and here we have bin etc include. First we must go to this bin and copy this path. So this path is very important. Control C, you can use the shortcut key and go to the path, and we can go to this PC again over here, right click, properties. So guys, now it has opened the system, whatever system configuration is showing us basic information about a system. Here we must go to this advanced system settings, and here you can go to environment variables, and here you will find variable called as path. So click on this, and here you must select new and paste the link. Okay, and here also in system variables you can just select this new, Control V, and then done, and close it, and you're done setting the path for GCC or G++. And after this guys, we have to check if it was successful. I suggest that you restart your computer after doing this. If it doesn't work, if it works, then you're totally fine with that. And for checking, we'll be using the inbuilt terminal inside VS Code. So here you can see terminal, just click on that and click new terminal. And here it will open a command prompt.terminal based on the default shell preferred. So here you can select the default shell. I am using command prompt. You can use PowerShell or you can even use grid prompt. So right now we'll just leave it to command prompt, which is the default one. And here you can just write G++ after adding the path G++ --version and press enter, and if it was successful you'll get something like this. And you can even search for GDB also. We won't be doing that right now because G++ is confirmed, so of course GDB and everything are there. So again we can go to this path and here MinGW and MinGW64, and you can check. And here we even have the include files over here. So here include files, whatever include files we are going to use, like IO stream, all that. If you don't know, don't worry about that. This is the folder which you should add while actually configuring the C++ in VS Code. Again we must configure it, so that time it will be useful for us. Just remember this path. So you must go to MinGW64 and then MinGW here x86, that one, and then go to include, and here just copy this path and keep it ready. After that we can just close it, and here actually I have opened a folder which is called as C++. So I'll just make another folder called as main.cpp. so the extension for C++ files are nothing but main.cpp, and press enter and it will create the file for you. And now guys, there's one thing which we must do is add some code, default code. So we'll go to this guide which Microsoft has given us, and we'll just paste that code for time being. So you can just copy this, and we have actually copied the path, right? Okay, don't worry about that, we'll do it later. And here we have copied this code, and here what we must do is right now go to the terminal and select configure default build task. Now actually whenever a C++ program is written, it must be actually compiled or built. So when you build a file or C++ file, it will identify all the errors and it will convert it to machine language or machine understandable language so that it can run easily. So here when you select that, you may get options like cl.exe. So the cl.exe is for MSVC compiler. If you have already installed, it may detect or sometimes it may not detect, but we are not going to cover this MSVC right now. We are covering only GDB, so we will be just using the g++.exe build active file. So just press enter on that, and here it will create a task.json file. So this actually has the configurations for actually building the file on the terminal. So this is actually a shell, as you can see. It will run this commands in the terminal, which is this, you can see g++.exe, and it will give some arguments. So you don't need to worry if you don't know anything about this. You can just leave it like this. And one more main thing is that now we must go over here, and here we must select run without debugging. So after this it will create actually a task.json file. So you can select C++ GDB or C++ GDB LLDB, and if you're using MSVC compiler, you can use C++ Windows. So as it is MinGW Compiler, you can click on this, and it will actually start some process in behind. And here we even get some options, and select G++. And here as you can see, it is doing the build task first actually, and it will even create a launch.json file. So guys, as you can see, actually the program has been completely run, and here we have a file called as launch.json. Actually we didn't even see the program being executed. The reason was that it actually executed it, but it was too fast for us to see it. So we can just close this terminal actually, and here you can see we have launch.json file. The first thing which we are going to edit in this is that we are going to set external console is equal to true, and press enter and save it. And no need to do any changes actually in this thing. And one more thing which we are going to do is open the command palette of VS Code, that is using the shortcut key Ctrl+Shift+P, and here you can see we have a command palette, and this is used to kind of navigate through the settings, or you can do pretty much anything. You can set a color theme. So this is like a shorthand tool in VS Code. So here as you can see, the first option is edit configurations UI, because I have recently used it. So mostly C++ projects, you can configure C++ projects using this. So just press enter on that, And here, as you can see it on .vs code folder, we have another kind of file called as ccpp properties. And now this is actually a JSON file property, and here you can even edit like this and you can even edit like this. This actually graphic user interface, nice and easy, or you can even choose this way also, no problem. So guys, here just leave it this configuration name as the same, and here the compiler path we are going to change. As my system is showing cl.exe, I'll just change it to g++.exe. And here the IntelliSense mode must be changed to GCC x64, and that's it. Mostly in your system it will be always the same, so it will always detect it, and for me it is detecting the MinGWC compiler. For you it may detect GCC or G++ compiler because it is the only compiler in your system. And if you have multiple, it may always prefer MSVC. I think always it prefers MSVC, I don't know why. So you can just close this and even close this and this. And here one thing which we are going to add a single line of code is that we are just write CNA, and I'll even create a variable called as int a and end with semicolon. So this is just a simple code. We're just taking input. The reason it was actually closing so fast, before it has run the program and it closed so fast, the reason because it has printed all the things. So this code whichever is over here, it is actually printing all the, as you can see, these letters or text, and it is executing the thing. It is executing by printing all these text in a single line, and after executing it is exiting very quickly. The process C++ is actually very fast programming language, so after executing fatafat it will go off. So that's the reason you don't even see it actually coming. So you can just, after, as we have said that in the launch.json, I think we have set it to external console, so it will open a new window for us, and there we can actually see it open. And here we can just go to the terminal, or here we have the run command, run button over here on the top, and here you should go and select run without debugging, and here it will actually start building the file, executing task. And here we have some error, so I should just change it to like this. And now again let us run this program. I'm sorry guys, I just made some syntax error, so I can just close this. It has started the build process again, and this actually the red squiggly line is just showing for as an error, but there's no error over here. It should actually detect it, but it's taking a little bit time for that. And so guys, right now as you can see, I have a file, I have a window open called as hello world C++, so it is printed perfectly. So as I've told you, this code will print the letters or this words inside it, and it has actually created a new window. If it was like just like on the internal terminal, we couldn't give any input and it wouldn't show this thinking mark. It would stop over there, but if we try to give input actually in the debug console over here, so this debug console, when we give input it won't work actually, so it wouldn't be easy for us to actually execute some programs like that. So that's why I prefer it using an external terminal. After this I can just give anything like this and press enter, and it will close it. And I think you can notice over here we have another file called as main.exe. It is the same name as the main.cpp file, so we can even directly run it in the internal terminal. I'll just clear whatever is there inside this using this --twin symbol, and I'll just create a new one better. And here we have this new terminal, and here we're gonna write main.exe, simple main.exe after building. So here it is asking for input. I'll press enter and it executed. So you can directly build the program first by yourself. You can just select Ctrl+Shift+B and it will start building the file. As you can see, building the file, and after it is built you can just directly run the program. You can just delete whatever is there inside this and select main.exe and do this. So to actually see the changes, I'll just change it to CPP. So now I'll just exit this program, and let's delete this and delete this, and let's create a new terminal, and here let's actually build the program. And guys, here it has built the program. We can just close this, and here I'll just write main.exe and press enter. As you can see over here, it has built the program successfully and we got it changed. And now I can just type anything and go over here. So this is also one more way, and this is the automatic way, the run and start debugging. And it may sometimes be slow at the starting when you just open VS Code, and it depends on your system. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you understood how we can set up this MinGW compiler and VS Code properly. And please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss any updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.